Welcome all of you in online teaching learning process. In last video we have started unit number 2 unit operations, which is from paper number 6 industrial chemistry, and in that video we have seen that is definition of unit operation, then size reduction technique, then purpose of size reduction, then next principle of size reduction. The principle of size reduction mainly depends on compaction technique and impact technique. Then example of compaction is jaw crusher, and the example of ball mill technique is the example of impact is ball mill technique. And in this video we will see size enlargement technique. So first we see definition of size enlargement, which is the reverse phenomena of size reduction technique. So in the case of first definition, that is size enlargement, which is also called as agglomeration, is carried out when the particles are too small or the product is required in proper size and shape. That is simply in size enlargement technique. Another name for that is agglomeration, in which very small particles are converted into specific size and shape uniform particles or uniform solid materials. In this diagram, that is very fine powder materials, that is in agglomeration process these fine powders stick with each other and we are getting small definite size and shape uniform solids. So this is the size enlargement principle. Simply agglomeration happens when small particles stick together forming aggregates which are of larger size. That is small dust particles combine and we are getting larger size particles. That is in this size enlargement or agglomeration is the process of combining small powder particles to produce large particles of discrete size and shape. That is simply small powder particles converted into uniform size and shape solids. Then next we will see purpose of size enlargement. Then in various industries size enlargement technique is carried out. For example, in pharmaceutical industries, various fine powdered materials converted into specific sized tablets. So first purpose is, if the material is in the form of very fine powder, that is dust, then there may be loss of dust takes place. So purpose of enlargement is to reduce dusting loss. That is first purpose. That is very fine powder, that is dust particles, if available, then there is a loss of dust will be takes place. So by doing enlargement technique, the reduction of dusting particles takes place. Then second purpose is, second one, to reduce handling hazards with respect to irritating and inhalation. The fine powder particles which affects the human beings in the form of irritation to the eyes and inhalation takes place, which will affect the human body. And third purpose, to prevent particles free from flowing. That is when dust particles are converted into larger particles, then their movement or free flowing phenomena will be avoided. Then fourth one, to densify materials. That is simply small dust particles converted into specific shape and shaped uniform solid material. Then fifth one, to prevent caking and lump formation. When there is a dust particles as it is, then there is a small lump particles or small uneven shape cake particles will be formed, which will be avoided by size enlargement technique. Then sixth purpose is to provide definite quantity of units. For example, in pharmaceutical tablet, from the dust we required 500 mg tablet, and so we can convert this fine powder particles into definite quantity of units. Then 7 number is to produce useful structural form in specific size and shape. That is, dust particles are converted into specific size and shape. That is, we can give this structural form to any type of dust particle. Then next one, to obtain uniform blends of solids which do not segregate. That is, uniform blends means uniform shape and size particles. That is, they do not segregate, that is, they are not isolated. All the size enlargement products are having same size and shape. That is, if we are converted dust particles into 500 milligram quantity, then all the materials are having 500 milligram quantity by using the techniques. Then next one, to control over properties of final divided solids, that is solubility and porosity. That is, for example, solubility of dust particles will be avoided by using size enlargement. Then to remove particles free liquids, that is, we can remove the particles from liquids by using this technique. Then to improve appearance of product. These are the purpose of size enlargement. Then we have seen that agglomeration takes place, that is, small dust particles combined, we are getting, that is, larger size aggregates, that is agglomeration. Then there are two basic types of agglomeration. Then that is agglomeration, there are two types. That is, first one is a compaction technique and second one is a non-compaction technique. The compaction types use mechanical pressure. Compaction means pressure is applied, and in compaction very high pressure is applied. So very high pressure is applied in this technique to press the powder together, that is combined together. An example is a pellet mill. So in this size enlargement technique we will highlight, that is compaction technique, and the example is a pellet mill technique. So first we see pellet mill, then principle of pellet mill. Then what is the principle of pellet mill? That is, when powder mass is pressed by using high mechanical force, partial crushing and realignment of individual particles takes place and forced them into close proximity when interparticle forces become binding forces. That is by using this pellet mill technique. Very fine powdered mass material is pressed, that is, compaction means pressure is applied by using the instrument, and that dust particles are converted into uniform shape and size particles which we have required. So this is the main principle of pellet mill. A pellet mill is also called as pellet press because pressure is applied, that is compaction technique, which is a type of machine press. We have carried out this pellet mill, or the principle of pellet mill is depend on machine press, which is not manual technique. So used to create pellets from powdered material. That is simply in size enlargement. First technique is a pellet mill. In pellet mill, fine powder materials are converted into pellets. Pellet mill working is opposite to grinding mill. That is, in grinding mill larger particles convert into smaller particles, but in this size enlargement pellet mill technique, that is, small powder particles are converted into larger particles. These are the opposite techniques. In pellet mills, small particles of the material combine together to form larger homogeneous mass. So this is the main principle of pellet mill. Then compaction refers to the compression, that is, pressure is applied, compression of powder into solid form called flakes. That is, small size and shaped, uniform size and shape flakes materials will be formed by using this compaction technique. Then in the case of pellet mill, we will see types of pellet mill. Then what are the types of pellet mill? Types, first type is a large scale pellet mill and second type is a small scale pellet mill. Large scale pellet mill is divided into, that is, flat die mill and ring die mill. In your syllabus only large scale pellet mill is involved, and there are two types, that is flat die mill and ring die mill. So we will only highlight on the flat die mill technique and ring die mill technique. We know that compaction means compression technique, in which powder is converted into solid, that is uniform sized solid material. So these are the diagrams of pellet mill. So pellet mills, there are two types, that is ring die technique and flat die technique, and we will subsequently highlights the features of ring die technique and flat die technique in next slide. So first we will see flat die mill. So in the case of flat die mill, flat die with slots is used. In the case of flat die mill, flat die with specific size slots is used. The powder is introduced from top of the die, and as the die rotates, a roller presses the powder through the holes in the die. So in this case there are different slots. These are the slots at the bottom, these are the slots, and from upper size, so this is the upper part of the flat die mill. From this upper size, the feed material, that is the powder material, is introduced into the flat die mill, and when powder material is introduced into that, then when heavy roller is rotated, when this is the base drum is also rotated and heavy roller is rotated, and when roller is rotated, then these fine powder materials are pressed and we are getting specific size and shaped, uniform sized and shaped pellets. So this is the main principle of flat die mill. So these are the machinery part of flat die mill. So these are the rollers. Maybe there is a one roller, two roller, or four rollers as shown in the diagram. That is, in this we have seen that there is a 1, 2, 3, 4 rollers. At the bottom there is a, this is the drum, and there are different slots. These are the different slots available at the drum. When and powder is introduced from this top portion, and when this drum rotates, we are getting specific size and shaped pellets. These are the pellets. So here when roller presses and through these die holes, we are getting pellets. So design and operating principles of pellet mills, that is, these are the flat die pellet mill. This is the specific flat die mill. So this is the working principle of flat die mill. So in the case of flat die mill, this at the bottom, this is a drum, and at the drum, and this is the roller. These two are rollers. These two rollers also rotate, and from this, at this die, that is in this there is a slots, different slots available, and through these slots, when powder material is introduced, then from these slots pellets will be formed with specific shape and size. So this is the actual machine of pellet mill, and this is the only working principle of flat die mill. So this is the flat die mill technique. Then next we will see ring die mill. That is, there are two types, flat die mill and ring die mill. So what is the principle of ring die mill? So in the case of a ring die mill, that is in this diagram, we know that In ring die mill there are two rollers. There is also drum available. Drum is also rotating. Rollers are also rotating. So these are the rollers. So this is the ring die structural chart, and this is the working diagram. And last one is some working of the ring die mill. So in the ring die there are radical slot throughout the, that is radical slots available. So these are the radical slots from around this drum, and the powder is fed inside of the die from the in this machine. That is powder is introduced from different sort, and evenly distribute the powder. Then two rollers then compress the powder. Then in this diagram there are two rollers which compress the powder coming from the machine, and after compression the two rollers then compress the powder through the die hole, and they are exited this compressed powder through the die hole as like this. Then two cutters are used to cut the pellets free from outside the die. So after that cutting is also takes place here, and after cutting we are getting definite shape and sized pellet particles. So this is the working principle of ring die mill. So there are pellet mills, in which first we have seen flat die mill, and second one is a ring die mill. Then last we will highlight applications of the size enlargement technique. First one, to produce KBR pellets, that is in IR spectroscopy. IR means infrared spectroscopy. Pellets will be formed based on this pellet mill technique. Then second one, in animal feed pellets, that is animal feed pellets also prepared by using pellet mill technique. Then pelletized product can be used to biomass, fuel plant, fertilizer plants and chemical plants. So these are the three main applications. So these are the examples of animal feed pellets. That is, this is the drum. By using corn stalk we can prepare corn stalk pellets. Then also from grass we can convert this grass into the, that is, grass pellets. So these are the various examples. So these are the animal feed pellets, and these are the shapes of the pellets. Also these are the different examples of pellets which are useful to animals. Then in also another application, well known fertilizers. Then guess which are the well known fertilizers. First one is ammonium sulfate. In laboratory you know that ammonium sulfate is available, and which act as a fertilizer, and the formula of ammonium sulfate is NH4 twice SO4. And second example, that is very well known fertilizer, is NH2CONH2, and the name of that NH2CONH2 is urea. So these urea are having circular shapes which will be prepared by using this pellet mill technique. So these are the main applications of the pellet mill technique. So thank you all of you for listening this video.